Dean Bob Bassett from Chapman University's Film School, and the administrators at CSU have asked me to come, take a look at the facilities, take a look at the curriculum, meet the faculty, meet the students, which I just did. I had a great meeting with the students, really energetic, great group. And the purpose is to think about the new film school that's going to be built, a standalone film school, and how this money that the legislature has provided is going to be used. And so I'm delighted to be included in this process.
As we begin to think about developing the film department, I would like to see its goals becoming not just as a workforce for incoming companies, which I think is a valuable and important goal, but also as a springboard for the creation of our companies to make us a creative resource so that directors come out of here to make their films in Cleveland, and this becomes a real, it becomes a film community that is more eclectic, you know, one that attracts people from outside, but also is the source.
I feel the meeting was great progress. We talked about a lot of hard-hitting topics that need to change when the new film school comes, but I feel like there is still a lot more that needs to be discussed and a lot more stuff that we have to lay out on the table before they actually make way with this new film school.
We are all talented individuals. We can make, you know, film big in Cleveland.
Yeah.
All of us. We just, like I said, we just need the opportunity to. And resources. It's so hard. Hard to film with a $0 budget.
Well, that's a question. So, you pay for your own projects?
Yeah.
Yes.
Out of pocket.
I pay for the parking to come to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the meeting went pretty well. I admire that they took the time to take a listen to what the students think should be best for the future students.
We should get some type of, you know, small scholarships for our classes or something where we can all work together and divide the funds like a real movie set would.
Film programs tend to develop a culture, and I'd be interested to know how you describe the student culture here. You know, ours is very student-run, and so there's a lot of peer teaching.
I think he'll probably bring a lot of the culture and the different aspects of their school over here, which will probably be really good for us. And we need that. We need more cohesiveness and culture and community. So, but I think they've got that in mind.
In a film school culture, there's usually a lot of peer teaching. So you go to somebody else's set, and maybe you're just basically a PA on the set, but you're kind of watching what the sound person is doing. And you start to see how exactly they position the boom and how they get good sound and how they avoid all this noise that's in the environment. So that's one of the key things about a film school. I don't know how much of that is going on here, that people are really learning from each other, but it's very essential, I think, to your education.
I think the extent of our film program literally exists inside of DVCOM, and so that makes our film program is the size of like 4 classrooms.
I mean, I came from a photography background, and I went from stills to moving image. Things like uploading HTML web-based stuff that you obviously need to know to put your work on, to promote it, to show it, to have it seen, is something that I think the department is lacking. There was supposed to be someone teaching us that, or have a teacher in place for that, but apparently the funding may or may not have been there.
Go to a teacher who you think might be interested in this, create a YouTube channel, all of you. Put your stuff up there, and you'll be amazed. Chapman has a YouTube channel, and it's amazing how many hits it gets. So, and that's a way to get your work seen, and you don't know who might want to get in touch with you and talk about it. This is related to what I'm just hearing. What if you had a place where all of the film experience took place, and I don't mean locations. You've got to go out on location and shoot your project if you're doing something where the story requires that. But all the editing, all the classroom work and so on is all in one space, is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you had a key, and you could go in there anytime you want.
Now, I've heard from the same faculty members that the additions to the communications building were not encouraged by the administration, nor were the specific floor plans. So I was a little bit concerned that we would have facilities, that the grant would go towards facilities for such things.
You need it all. You need a facility, you need equipment that's very up to date, you need a workflow that's very up to date, a file-based workflow like raw, and so on and so on. But
Can I jump in here about?
Sure.
About the place of the facility, you identified the places that we are looking at. We have $7.5 million to build out a space and also get equipment. $7.5 million may sound like a lot, but when you're building stuff that's complicated, it's not a lot of money. So one of the things, no decisions have been made about where this will be built out. One of the reasons we brought in Dean Bassett was to help us look at the spaces and help us sift through all the options. Cleveland State doesn't have a lot of excess money, so that if the cost overruns of building out, if we spend an extra $2 million, we don't have that. So we have to be very careful in the way we spend it. But one of the reasons that Dean Bassett is here, we're trying to prioritize what we need in the immediate future and where it's going to be built. So you're right, we're looking for that. We haven't made any snap decisions on this, but we are on the process. We're on the road to actually making those decisions in the not too distant future.
I think I've heard you loud and clear. I mean, it seems like everything is kind of headed to this, and this is what's happening. I mean, there is a significant amount of money that's going to be put into the program. It's going to be a standalone program. I hope it will be very student-focused. I only believe in student-centric programs, and I think the future looks really bright here.